Hi, I'm here with super legendary rock star Mike Sproba, and we are going to talk a little bit about pricing listings to sell. One of the things is, as the group goes out there and they try to get these expired listings, one of the things that I know that they're going to need to do is get a reduction. That's probably why it's been on the market so long in the first place. But Mike, I know you have exceptional statistics with how quickly you're able to sell houses and how close they sell to actual asking price. Tell us a little bit about your numbers first of all, and then I'm going to ask you some more questions after that.
Well, but about the last 5 years, my listings average 45 days on the market, which
Wow.
for our market, that's about half of
Or
the
less,
other
yeah.
realtors. Most of our the area around here is 90 to 100 days on the market. So, but my real goal is to actually sell them in 30 days. So, but you do get a few duds every once in a while. Bring your average up.
Great. Well, what is your list to sales price?
About 98, 98.3, somewhere in there. Varies a little, but 98.3% of list price is what mine sell for.
And that's a considerable amount above what the area
Yeah,
statistic is.
I think the area is in the 95 range.
95. Wow, that's great. So what exactly do you say to a seller when you're talking about price? How do you get them to understand the market rather than what they want?
Well, first of all, obviously you got to come in with your stats and say in your data and say, look, here's what the other things are selling for. Therefore, yours should be in this range, and you have to stick to those numbers. Now, on expireds, obviously we already know we have critical information going into that. We already know what it's not worth or what it's sold already. So if you're going to get an expired, you've got to get a reduction. I mean, that's the whole point. Now, if they are just definitely, even though you're going to tell them, hey, I'm going to do things differently, you still have to get a price reduction because you yourself know that it's not going to sell for what it was at. Because the other realtor probably wasn't doing things exactly the same as you, but they did something. It was in MLS. I mean, that reaches 80% of the people. So, but anyway, yeah, I want it probably a 5%, 3 to 5% below right out of the gate.
Very good, very good. Well, any other tips you could give to someone going after an expired listing on what they might want to focus on?
Well, obviously you want to question if it's not a Keller Williams agent, you want to question, I'm going to do things, or make the point that I'm going to do things differently than your last realtor. That's what they want to hear. If you do the same thing that the last realtor did, obviously they're going to get the same results. But anyway, again, the main thing I'm going in is I want a reduction. And if they don't give me a reduction immediately, then I want something in writing saying, okay, look, we're going to give it 10 days. And if we don't get 5 to 6 showings in 10 days, then you agree to reduce it 3 to 5% right out of the gate.
So it sounds like part of the key is finding people that are motivated.
Well, yeah, that's all the time. Motivation is a big one. If somebody is, there's some listings it's best to just let go. Don't take a listing just because if they say, well, I've got to have this much, or if you tell them, look, you're going to have to write a check to sell this thing for $10,000, are you prepared to do it? If they say yes, then take the listing. If they say, well, no, I definitely wouldn't sell it, but let's just price it up here and see if there's anybody who'll take it. That's probably a listing that I'd pass on.
So when you go on your appointment and when you're with a seller who in your opinion wants to price it a little bit higher, in order to not lose that listing, how do you ensure that it eventually does sell?
Well, what I tell them right from the get-go is I expect 6 to 7 showings within the first 2 weeks. And I'll tell them that. I say, if we get 6 to 7 showings, the market's telling us that we are priced about right, and we're probably going to get an offer very soon, and it's going to sell for very close to list price. However, if we go those 2 weeks and we have 3 or 2 or, heaven forbid, 0 showings, the market's telling us that you're priced so high, these people aren't even coming to look at it in person. So that means we need to make an adjustment, and we need to do it quickly because there's a lot of emotion around a new listing and a lot of energy and excitement. So we don't want to lose that first 30
couple
days.
of weeks. If you look at those charts that they have in 443 Ignite and so forth, a lot of them show how your majority of your activity is right at the start.
Critical to be priced
So
right.
your
out
first
of the gate.
30 days is what you're aiming for. You want to have a contract on it.
Exactly. That's what I tell folks. I want it under contract in 30 days.
Because even if you get a contract on it in 30 days, it's typically going to be another 30 to 45 before you sell.
Exactly.
So
and people don't realize that. They think, oh, well, we're going to, we'll put it on the market and hopefully we'll be out of here in 30 days. No, that is not how it's going to work.
Very good. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right. Very good. All right. Well, thank you, Mike. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks.